Good morning, Rob. A little bit ago, Sherry and I went on vacation to Williamsburg, Virginia, and I couldn't help but remembering the trips here from my childhood. The field that you're seeing here is now only accessible to guests of Busch Gardens by the train, and they've been using the building you see for storage. But when I was younger, there used to be a roller coaster here called the Drachenfire. The building was its station. I remember it as being a pretty cool roller coaster with a very short line. My brother and sister, however, because their heads were a little bit higher, remembered it as being a cause of a lot of headaches. The roller coaster only existed for 6 years and was closed in 1998, and now this is all that's left. This makes me think about how things have changed since I was a child. Busch Gardens is full of changes. What is now the country of Ireland in the park used to be called the hamlet of Hastings, which was part of England. I also highly doubt that it had a tree that children could fit inside of. In what is now Ireland, they have a show called Celtic Fire. You can see what it is. I actually preferred the enchanted laboratory that used to be there. As I felt a bit of a sense of longing about the past and how shows were when I was young, it occurred to me, why would they keep things the same? It would be foolish for a park to keep things the same and not to progress. The same shows for 15 straight years would get rather dull, I'd imagine. On our trip, we stopped in DC for a day, too. And just like every other time I've been there, you could see that it was under construction and change. DC always seems to be looking for the perfect blend of old and new things, and with all the things that they have that are old, you can imagine upkeep is needed quite often. Hey Rob, were there dinosaurs in your backyard? No. No, there weren't. Stupid glaciers. We eventually got to our campground where we spent our last night in Virginia. I somehow remember it being much different, though. The putt-putt course that you can still see at the campground is not at all what it used to be. But was it ever as nice as I remember it being? Something about our memories tends to play tricks on us. It's very easy to think things are much better than they really were. I know the putt-putt course was nicer in the past than it is now, but I don't know for a fact if that's the case with the rest of the campground. Things have changed there, of course, but things change everywhere. Even the perceptions we have in our minds. This brings me back to the empty field where the Drachenfire used to lie. Just like Busch Gardens did, we sometimes need to get rid of the stuff in our lives that's hurting us. And just like the Drachenfire hurt its riders, but they kept on getting on due to short lines, we have a tendency to fall into bad habits. Change is a necessary thing in both places and in our lives. We need to learn from places that set a good example for us by keeping the old things that are good and getting rid of the things that are not good, regardless of how long they've been around. Another thing that we can learn from this amusement park is that when we do add new things into our lives, we should make sure that they're good. I guess that the things in our lives should be a lot like Busch Gardens roller coasters. The Loch Ness Monster, the Alpengeist, and the Griffin are all different ages, but all are nice and fit well together. And so does the amphitheater, where you can see a show with great bands that's overshadowed by a huge roller coaster. Rob, I'll see you on Friday.